Salve omnes mihi nomen est Angela, and today I will be talking about Vercingetorix, and my ancient source is Plutarch. So Plutarch lived from 46 CE to circa 119 CE. He is famous for his book Parallel Lives, in which he details the story of Caesar and Vercingetorix. Plutarch's characterization of Vercingetorix is quite positive, and shows less prejudice against Vercingetorix than it does towards Caesar. Both men embody the Roman values of valor, perseverance, and humility. For some geographical context, Vercingetorix's story happens during the Gallic Wars, which lasted from 58 to 51 BCE. The wars began when Caesar was expanding his control in Gaul, instituting Roman law and culture in Gaul. This was unwelcome to the current residents. Thus began the Gallic Wars, which were the wars waged between Roman forces and the Gallic people defending their homes. In this map, you can see Celtic Gaul in yellow, which is where the Gallic Wars were located. So, about Vercingetorix. He was the leader of the Gallic forces fighting Caesar. For his defense of Gaul, he is considered the first national hero of France, which, along with nearby European countries, makes up the ancient region of Gaul. Here is a statue of Vercingetorix, which was commissioned by Napoleon in 1865. So back to the story. As Caesar's forces crept into Gaul, Vercingetorix's men performed guerrilla warfare and burned Gallic cities, villages, and homes to stop them from being a shelter for Caesar's army. Soon more and more Gallic tribes joined Vercingetorix, making Vercingetorix the leader of a unified Gaul. At the height of the war was the Battle of Alesia. Being pursued, Vercingetorix and his men hid in Alesia. Caesar then besieged the city, and soon civilians began to die of starvation. Vercingetorix sent women and children outside of the city walls to beg for food, to no avail. Even though there came Gallic reinforcements, which sandwiched the Romans in the middle, still the Romans won. The battle was the last major conflict of the Gallic Wars. Rome's victory created Roman control over Gaul, as well as increased Caesar's political power. Of Caesar, who was on the right, Plutarch writes, "Caesar will be found to surpass many Roman leaders in his achievements, in the multitude and might of the enemies over whom he was victorious, in his reasonableness and mildness towards his captives, another still in the gifts and favors which he bestowed upon his soldiers." I have included this quote about Caesar because Plutarch mainly writes of Caesar's greatness in his book, from which we can learn about Plutarch's societal values and biases. For example, Plutarch remarks that Caesar is mild towards his captives, and yet the defenders of Alesia were massacred and sold as slaves, showing Plutarch's blind spots and willingness to glorify Caesar. Of Vercingetorix, Plutarch writes, "And the leader of the whole war, Vercingetorix, after putting on his most beautiful armor and decorating his horse, rode out through the gate. He made a circuit around Caesar, who remained seated, and then leaped down from his horse, stripped off his suit of armor, and seating himself at Caesar's feet, remained motionless." This quote is written about Vercingetorix's surrender. It is also one of the few quotes where Plutarch addresses Vercingetorix, as most of Plutarch's account of the Gallic Wars is focused on Caesar. This shows Plutarch's bias for the Romans, with the Gallic perspective left out. Plutarch's description of Vercingetorix here is of a dignified warrior. That demonstrates a level of respect that Plutarch has for Vercingetorix, showing us that Vercingetorix's behavior is in line with Roman values. The problem with writing very little about Vercingetorix is that historians don't know much about what the Romans valued about Vercingetorix, but Plutarch wrote a lot about Caesar, so we can learn about Roman values by looking at Plutarch's description of Caesar in addition to those of Vercingetorix. Plutarch, who is on the right, as well as the Romans, valued 1. Valor. Plutarch mentions Caesar's determination to fight with his soldiers when the Romans were in trouble, and his fearlessness in fighting hostile enemies. Plutarch's honorable description of Vercingetorix also may demonstrate an admiration for Vercingetorix's valor in fighting Caesar. 2. Perseverance. From his description of Caesar, we can see that Plutarch values Caesar's perseverance in fighting the Gauls. As for Vercingetorix, Plutarch does not demonstrate an outright admiration for his perseverance, but this may be assumed due to how long and valiantly Vercingetorix fought Caesar. Lastly, we have humility. Plutarch also values Caesar's humility in keeping the same amount of wealth from the war as his soldiers, as he mentioned in the first quote. Moreover, from the second quote, we can see that Plutarch values Vercingetorix's humility in surrendering, describing him honorably. You may have noticed that Vercingetorix and Caesar share many of the same qualities, which may be why Plutarch does not write negatively about Vercingetorix. In conclusion, the stories of Vercingetorix, or the lack thereof, reveal Plutarch's biases for the Roman victor Caesar, as well as the Roman values of valor, perseverance, and humility. Here are my works cited, and here are my cited images. Thank you for listening to my presentation.